The moment the human named Lion stepped onto the bright landing platform of the distant world, he felt the strange mix of calm and tension that always came with new missions. He had traveled between planets for years, carrying messages, supplies, and peace agreements. His work placed him in many unusual situations, but he never expected that one quiet choice on a calm afternoon would change everything about how the alien rulers saw him. Leon was part of a small exchange group invited to observe the culture of the Arlen people. They were tall, calm, and spoke with soft tones. Their world was full of glowing plants, floating lights, and gentle winds. Even the clouds moved slowly across the sky as if time passed differently on their land. The ruling family of the Arlen held special interest in humans. They respected the bravery and determination that humans were known for. They saw humans as unpredictable, but filled with strong hearts. Leon never thought he would interact directly with any royal member, so he kept a low profile and focused on recording the new information he learned each day. One afternoon, while exploring a peaceful garden full of blue flowers and shining trees, he heard a small voice calling for help. It sounded frightened but gentle. He followed the sound, pushing through tall grass until he found a young Arlen girl standing near a broken walkway. She had slipped and was trying to get back up. The walkway overlooked a shallow but unstable stretch of ground. If she moved the wrong way, she could fall into the soft sand that shifted like water. Leon did not think. He did not consider who she was or what political lines separated them. He simply stepped forward and lifted her safely away from the collapsing edge. She was light, almost weightless, and her bright eyes widened as she looked at him with pure surprise. She told him her name was Lyra. She was gentle, with quiet curiosity in her expression. She asked him why he helped her when humans and Arlen leaders still carried tension between their worlds. Leon smiled and said something simple. He said that he helped because she needed help, and because that was what people should do for one another. It was the type of answer he always believed in, but he did not know how deeply it would affect her. Lyra thanked him again and again. She insisted on bringing him to the large halls of her family's home so her relatives could thank him as well. Leon tried to decline politely, but she pressed him with sincere kindness, so he followed her. When they arrived, quiet attendants guided him to the center of the hall. There, he stood in front of the Arlen leader herself, Lyra's mother. She was known across the planet for her strict leadership and unbroken calm. Many visitors feared her intense gaze. Her name was Riala, and when she heard what happened, her expression changed in a way no one expected. Her calmness broke for a brief moment as she looked at her daughter, then back at Leon. There was gratitude in her voice, mixed with something else. She stepped forward and addressed Leon with deep seriousness. She said that any being who protected her child held a place of honor in her world. She asked him to stay for a short time as an honored guest. Leon agreed out of respect, but he assumed he would only remain for a few days. He did not yet know how far the situation would extend. During the days that followed, the people around the palace watched him with curiosity. Some kept a safe distance, while others approached him with small gifts or questions. Lyra visited him often, bringing him small objects from her world. She showed him the glowing seeds that held soft light inside. She showed him the floating stones that rose when heated by warm air. Leon found himself enjoying her company, not because she was from an important family, but because she had a bright heart and an honest nature. As time passed, Riala invited him to private meetings. She asked about human customs and human stories. She asked how he viewed danger and duty. Leon answered simply and openly. She listened with full attention, studying him in a way that made him feel like she was measuring something deeper than his words. One evening, after a long conversation, she told him something unexpected. She said the people of her world had always believed humans acted without much thought, driven mainly by impulse. But his action in helping Lyra had changed her mind. She believed he carried something more meaningful. She believed he acted from a place of heart rather than calculation. Leon felt honored, but also confused. He did not see his action as anything special. He had simply helped a child in danger. But to Riala, it meant far more. It meant trust. It meant goodwill in a place where mistrust had lived for many years. When Leon requested permission to return home, she hesitated. She told him that his presence brought balance to her daughter's spirits and helped her family see a side of humans they had never seen before. She said she wished for him to remain, if not as a guest, then as part of their extended circle. Her voice remained calm, but her meaning was clear. She did not want him to leave. Leon felt the weight of her words. He respected her and appreciated the kindness shown to him. But he also missed Earth. He missed familiar skies and familiar air. He explained gently that he could not remain forever. His mission required him to return. His own leaders required reports and updates. He had responsibilities back home. Riala did not argue. She simply listened, her expression unreadable. She then told him that she would consider his request. But as days passed, she always found reasons to delay. She invited him to join ceremonies, festivals, or discussions. Each event stretched his stay further. Leon remained polite, but grew uneasy. He never wanted to disrespect the Arlen people. He also did not want to give the impression that he rejected their kindness. He needed to find the right words to explain that his departure did not mean he cared any less about Lyra or the gratitude he felt toward Riala. Lyra noticed his quiet worry. She asked him if he disliked their home or their customs. Leon assured her that he respected everything. He explained that he simply had to return to his world because that was where he belonged. She nodded with understanding, though her eyes held sadness. When Riala saw the conversation from afar, her calm expression tightened. That evening, she requested another private meeting. She appeared thoughtful, almost troubled. She told him that the safety of her daughter was the deepest concern in her life. She said she feared losing the one person who acted with pure intention toward Lyra at a moment when Lyra needed help most. She said his departure reopened the fear she had carried for many years. Leon understood. He reassured her that humanity did not wish harm to her people. He also assured her that Lyra was strong and that she had many protectors around her. He explained that a moment of kindness did not mean he was the only one capable of helping her in the future. Riala listened, but he sensed she did not fully accept it. Over the next week, she made attempts to offer him incentives to stay. She showed him the training centers, the scientific halls, and the peaceful living areas. She told him he could have a place among scholars or explorers. She even offered him a special role as a cultural link between humans and Arlen. All her offers came with good intention, but Leon knew that accepting any of them would place him in a position where he might never return home. Finally, one morning, he requested a formal meeting with her. He stood in the large hall where he first met her. He felt the same weight in the air, but this time his voice stayed firm and respectful. He told her that he valued everything her people had given him. He told her he would always honor Lyra's trust and the kindness shown to him. But he could not stay against his own path. He reminded her that goodwill between their worlds would grow stronger if she allowed him to leave peacefully. Riala remained silent for a long time. The hall filled with stillness. When she finally spoke, her voice carried a mix of sadness and dignity. She admitted that her fear of losing what she valued made her hold too tightly. She realized that goodwill forced cannot remain goodwill. She also realized that releasing him was the truest way to show respect for his heart and his people. She called for Lyra to join them. When the young girl arrived, She looked at Leon with soft worry. Riala told her daughter that true gratitude meant allowing freedom. She asked Lyra to offer Leon her blessing for safe travel. Lyra nodded, though her voice trembled when she thanked him for everything he had done. Leon felt a warm connection to them both. He promised Lyra that he would return one day if peace allowed it. He promised Riala that he would speak well of her people and encourage further trust between their worlds. With those final words, she gave him clearance to leave. As Leon walked toward the transport platform, he felt many emotions. Relief, gratitude, a bit of sadness, and a renewed sense of purpose. He looked back once to see Lyra waving and Riala standing tall behind her. Their expressions held calm and acceptance. When the transport lifted into the sky, Leon carried with him the memory of a moment of simple kindness that changed the path of two worlds. He understood that connection was not built through grand actions, but through honest choices made when no one expected anything in return. And on the distant world below, the Arlen leader and her daughter watched the human ship rise, both holding new respect for the heart that guided one human traveler.